Hi everybody, I'm Gloria. Hope you guys remember us. I'm here with Hannah, Leo, and Harvey, and today we'll be doing episode 3 of our teaching series. So today we'll just be going through another generic lesson, and today I'll be doing a grammar slide, and those three will be doing different activities. Okay, so right now we see this grammar slide. So usually before the lesson, I make sure I go through the entire lesson and make sure I know how to say everything, because my Chinese isn't the greatest. So sometimes I just like go into Google Translate, how do I say this thing? Especially because grammar, it's all rules and you have to be able to explain it in Chinese to them. So make sure you know how to do this first. And then once you're teaching the lesson, make sure just to articulate your thoughts. So here she's saying, 还记得 a 和 an 的区别吗？这两个都有一个一只的意思，但是当一个名词是以 a, e, i, o, u 开始时，我们会用 an. So then we like show like, wow, here a 等于一个 and an 等于一个， so 两个都是一个的意思。但你看这里我们有 panda 的时候，熊猫的时候，因为它第一个字母是 P 不是 A E I O U， 我们就用 A。 and then elephant 大象是以 E 开始，所以我们用 N。 and then you can like go through a lot of examples with them. So maybe like dog, like what other vocabulary words you guys were working with today? So in this lesson, it's like panda, elephant, bear, duck, dog, cat. You can go through that with them to make sure that they have got it. So just make sure to explain it properly and to do a lot of examples and exercises with them if they're not really in the slideshow, just to make sure that they've got it. And then you can also look at the other things on the slide. So look, 看. So look is equal to 看. And here, cool, 真cool, and I like, so 我喜欢. So just make sure that the kids understand what means what and go through the rules. All right, that's it for the grammar slide.
Okay, sweet. So the next slide we're going to be going over is your typical reading slide. So when you look at a reading slide, yeah, it can look super, super boring because all you're doing is just getting them to read it with you, but it can actually be a lot of fun and it could be an opportunity to interact with them. So you would obviously start the slide off by saying like, okay, 大家跟我读一下. And then you would say, okay, look, an elephant. But then you have to remember that they also previously just learned the phrase look an elephant. So maybe in this situation, you could ask them, 大家还记得 look 的意思是什么? And they could maybe respond, oh, look 就是看的意思. And then you could say, what about elephant? Elephant 的意思是什么? And they would say, oh, it's a 大象. And then you could also maybe quiz them like, okay, 这里说 an elephant. And you can ask them, 为什么用 an 不用 a? And you can maybe like jog their memory a little bit and like get them to recall why, because we want to make sure that the concept sticks. And if they don't know, this would be a really, really good time to go back and to rehash a little bit. But if they got it, then cool, move on. And the next phrase is cool, I like it. So when you get them to read this with you, sometimes it's good to split it up. So instead of getting them to read cool, I like it in one time, sometimes you can say, okay, 大家跟我说一下 cool. And they would say cool. And then you would say, okay, cool 的意思是什么? And they would respond. And then you would say, okay, good job. Always remember to say good job. It's very, very important. And then you would say, okay, next part, I like it. And then they would respond, I like it. And you could also, again, ask them what it means. And also, you guys can also feel free to sort of stray away from this format too if you think of more creative options. But if not, it's totally cool to stay with this format as well.
Okay, activities. So in our last lesson, we talked about how to make more creative, less activities and a more standardized activity. So again, if you don't feel comfortable teaching it in a more creative way, just don't try it. Like, just if it's your first or second lesson, stick with the standardized teaching. Like, there's nothing you should be ashamed of. An executive will always be with you, there to support you. And don't worry about it. No one will ever see the lesson except you, the execs, and the kids. So don't be ashamed. So here we have an activity. This is probably one of my favorite activity, is to act out and let the class to recognize the action. Well, this is it's very typical game and activity, but after this game, maybe you want to add one more game. Like, okay, I know it is hard to create a game on the top of my head, but throughout the years, I have seen a lot of activities. Okay, for example, like you can ask the teacher to pick on one of the students and ask them, "Oh, what's your favorite animal?" And they can say, "Oh, it's just 狮子." Well, you know, we can tell them to act it out and like say how to say 狮子 in English, lion, and just try to interact with the kids. And also, this is a great activity to involve. Also, to let a teacher introduce one person and bring her or him up to the stage and act as an animal, and the class can guess what the animal is. And I think it's really fun for the class, and I think it's really fun for you, because you can also participate in the game, because during these activities, I always act as an animal and let the class guess who I am. And it's just really fun to have fun with kids, and you should just enjoy yourself. So that is kind of it for my activity slide.
Yes. And then in addition to acting out, you can also play games such as charades, like just draw out a really simple drawing, as I just have done here. It's, as you can see, it's really quick and really easy, and you can just do it on the go. And whether you're a great artist or like a really terrible one like myself, you can always try to do these, and the kids will, everyone's gonna have a good laugh, and it's just gonna bring a more lively and fun atmosphere to the classroom.
On a side note though, great idea from Harvey, like just how like he thought of that so fast and did it. That's definitely the nature of our lessons. Like if you have a light bulb go off, like totally act on it. If you want to play charades, play charades. Side note, use darker ink, because gotta make sure they see it. But yeah. Okay, Harvey.
Yeah. Okay, this is my actual thing. Okay, so here's another activity. As you can see, our lessons mainly a lot of activities, and also you guys should try to like let the students speak as much as possible, because this is one of their only few opportunities to actually practice their English. So you can ask a lot of questions. So then on this slide, we're just going to introduce the game. So you can just read it, or if you're prepared beforehand, just talk about what the game is about.
Okay.
So we're going to say, 你们猜猜这些影子是什么动物? And then yeah, I think this slide is actually animated so that the words pop up as you present it. But yeah, so just ask them, what is number one? What is picture number one? Or if they don't understand, just say, 第一幅图是什么?
Yeah.
And then they're going to answer it. So it's pretty straightforward. Although if you want to be a little more creative, and if you see that they know all the words and they get it really easily, then you can also incorporate the grammar we've learned previously in the lesson into it. So like, would you use a or an with the word duck? Would you say a duck or an duck? Just incorporate previous material into activities is always a good idea. Just refresh the students on the things they've learned.
Yeah, another thing you could also do with this slide, because it's definitely like a super fun game, you could also get the students to like make the shadows with you. So like you could like, okay, they like can see it, and like you could be like, okay, like 大家跟我做一下, and then like try to make the duck. I like don't know how to make that. Okay, yeah, I'm failing. But hopefully you can do better than I am doing right now with the shadows. But you kind of get the idea. Just try to make it, yes, they want to learn, but you also want to make it as fun as possible. So like when you can get them to like do stuff like this, like either acting stuff out or like making like shadows with you or like drawing, definitely take the opportunity to do that, because keep in mind these are, if you're teaching Ningxia or Jiangxi, these are very young kids, as well as Chongqing grade 4, these are very young kids. So they really enjoy activities like this, and it really, really helps keep the class dynamic like up and lively and not just, you know, like boring. So yeah.
So okay, if it was me, I would probably sing, but
That too.
depends on you, because like the sing is my thing. And as we said in the last lesson, just you have to develop your own unique thing. Like my unique thing is singing. I think you can, if you have singing talents, go for it. Like just sing the scale, sing whatever the song you want. Sing "Yummy" by Justin Bieber with the word duck. It was like ducky, 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 duck. Whatever you want. See, I just made you laugh, and I bet the kids will laugh too. And so just do whatever you want to make the class fun.
All right, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. How do I stop?
Oh.